Hi, this is your boy, Gody Freeman, once again. Still on travel tips. Today, our discussion will just be understanding financial requirements when applying for a visa, which we generally call proof of fund, POF, as the case may be. Understanding financial requirement when applying for a visa. The thing is, I want to quickly shed more light on this so it can help you when next you are making an application, because this is not just a prerequisite, but it is one of the most important documents you should know and prepared before applying for a visa. First of all, when you are applying for a visa, do not just say my friend did that in the past, or myself, you did it in the past with a certain embassy and it worked for you. There are changes. Things are constantly changing. And also, it is also the prerogative of different countries to do their things their own way. Cost of living is different from every country, from one country to the other. This is it. So let's go straight to the point. When you are making a visa application, if you plan to travel, let's say for instance you are traveling in June, which means you have about, this is just the beginning of a new year, you have about from now to 6 months to make such travel plans. Start by building your financial status very well. I mean, your bank account very well. This will help you to avoid refusal, red flag, and disappointment. Okay, how do you do this? Go straight to the consulate website or consult an agent who know how to do it with experience. Then check what they are asking for. Secondly, cost of living from every country. If you have time to surf the internet very well, it is the average cost of living is there. On their embassy's website, you can also see some of these informations there. They will help you. So this is how you calculate. If you are traveling to Paris, for example, if you intend to travel from your country to Paris, and the money for your accommodation is 50 euro per day, and then you intend to stay in Paris for a period of 10 days. This means you have to calculate 50 euro times 10. That'll give you about 500 euro. After calculating that, you also calculate the cost of your flight ticket to and fro, as long as you are going on a touristic purpose, which means you're going in and coming back within a certain period. Ticket. Then you also go and calculate the cost of living, money you will spend per day within that period. If, for example, your feeding and cost of moving around by bus or taxi will cost you, let's also say 50 euro, you need to calculate this 50 euro also, okay, times 10. When you sum all of that up, or if there's other things you need to do which you stated clear on your application when you know you will submit such event that will happen, add the same money for that event on your budget. After you've done that, make sure you multiply that amount with like 1.2 extra or 1.5 as the case may be. For instance, if the total amount will be 3,000 euro, what you should do in this situation, make sure the budget bank statement you are submitting is 5,000 euro, or make it times 2 instead of times 5, times 1.5. Make that total amount to be times 2, which means total amount will now be 6,000 euro. Meanwhile, the cost of your trip from your flight ticket, your spending, your accommodation is 3,000. You are having more than enough for that journey. You are also convincing the consulate department to know that you are not struggling for this journey. You have more than enough to go for that journey. So it's required of you to make enough proof for that. And then afterwards, you will need to also add your bank statement to prove this. How do you do this? You have a savings account which you build up over the years or over the months to prove that you have enough money for this journey. If you also have money in your fixed deposit, which you intend to just move, or instead of moving that money one time, maybe just you are submitting on the 30th of January, you just move the money on the 20th. It is clearly stated there that this money was moved on the 20th of January to your account. Instead of doing that, build your account to that day. Of course, we know you own that fixed deposit, which has been in your account for a while now. Print that same fixed deposit and add it up with your savings, submit both. Okay, if you do this, this will enable the consulate to examine your case very well to see that you are not just trying to manipulate your account, but you actually have those funds in both your fixed deposit and your savings. Ensure that the bank statement is authentic. Also ensure that it's well detailed. Yeah, if you work in a company whereby you say you work in Glow, for example, or the name of your company, and they pay at a regular interval that is 500,000 salary for you, make sure those things are regular. Okay, make sure you also receive your monthly earning on your account. You cannot come and be claiming you're working in some certain place, and these days most of these consulate, they already know what is going on in your country because they have a reliable information. They have representatives in these your countries who can just make a one call. They're getting the info how it's being done in that company. Do they pay by hand, by cash, and all that? Make sure those things are reflecting. It should be well detailed when you're putting all of these things together. Like I said, I am summing this up. If you are making a submission, multiply the days you are spending for that journey. Let's say your flight ticket is €1,000, add it, to and fro, you add it there. Accommodation, money for 10 days, add it. Money for moving around, because as at this stage, you are not showing them your basic travel allowance. You don't have opportunity to show. You've not been granted, the visa. You're proving it to them that yes, you are able to do this, right? So show them your cost of moving around and all of that, other expenditure, they are all inclusive. And then multiply it 1.5. That will give you about €5,000, or multiply that money 1 times 2. That will give you €6,000. So if your total cost is 3,000, make sure you make it 5,000 or 6 if it's convenient for you. Don't just leave the same amount for the cost of your journey. It means you are struggling for this. So why would you want to waste your hard-earned money for just a trip to fly from point A to point B and just sit for 7 days and you're returning back? So they're wondering why you're doing that. So, but if you are comfortable with the way your account details will explain it, then they know that, yes, let's give him a chance. So remember, when next you are making your travel plan, bank statement is key. And then take out time to plan your travel. Don't rush it. Visa is not a commodity. You don't buy it. Yes, some of the mistakes we always make is by trying to rush everything we do. Oh, I want to submit. I'm leaving the country now. I just want to leave. No, it is not done this way. I'm speaking from experience. At the end of the day, once you get that refusal, You see that your temperature that is high, it will calm down. But if you take time to plan all of these, you will be happy with yourself. I think the best thing to do, the best way to go about it is to take our time to plan. Okay? And it's not, like I say, it's not just a prerequisite for uh, as your supporting document, but it's one of the most important documents. Understanding the financial requirement for when applying for a visa. Take time to plan that out. Okay? And if you have enough time for yourself, most of these informations, they are on the consulate website. Take time to surf the internet so you get a proper guide. And also, don't be stingy. If you know you can't do it or you don't have all of this time to do it, it doesn't mean you don't know how to surf the internet or you don't know how to make application. Consult a professional to do this for you. You know why? Even when you get refused, the detailed information that you do your biometric against, those information that is minuted against your fingerprint for biometric is safe. You see, when you don't tell lies, you don't need to remember what you said. But if you impute a lot of information, erroneous information about yourself on the while filling the visa application, maybe you are not able to see the agent when next you want to do this. Maybe you are not able to yourself retrieve those information when next. But meanwhile, those biometric, they are all minuted against your finger. They are there for you. They're waiting. So you don't want to screw yourself doing that. So always use the services of a professional who can do it. And if you know you have enough time, my dear, surf the internet. The informations are there. These agents, these travel professional, including myself, we do not go get this information from some abstract place and give it to you. No, we also take time to get this information, verified information, before we put them to use. Next time you're applying for visa, take our time to do this. Don't forget, do proper calculation of the cost of your trip. Take our time to do that. Don't forget to multiply it by 1.5 or multiply it times 2 to get what you're looking for. If you submit a fake bank account, when I mean fake, you just deposit a lump sum money when you're about to submit. You know what that means? You are giving the consulate, the embassies, a red flag, and it could screw your entire process. You don't want to do that. We're in the computer age. A lot of information, one button, they can get more details about it, and it could affect you, right? Thanks for watching till this moment, this far. I appreciate you for watching. And don't forget to, if you find this information useful, share with your friends, share to others so they get to know more. And if there are things you are not clear with for what I just shared with you right here, my email, all of them will be underneath this video. I'll share them. You can also follow us on my social media, Easy Guide International, and on my TikTok, you will see Gordy Freeman. Thank you. Best of luck in your next visa application. Bye.